somebody out here, so this is gonna be a few minutes to get back into where I am. Alright, so I gotta let this person know I'm online now. Just give me a minute.
Clear up, hurry!
Get out of the way!
Mikhail, I've got you!
Clear up! Hurry!
Stay with me. Wait a sec. Slow down the floor. Open your
Gerian?
همهمت طوي هي جادني
Yeah, I gotta just type to this person.
سام خبيت
Go over. Wait, that's a daily quest.
Clear the way! Get out of my way!
Clear the way!
Hey now! You will pay, Corn! You are going to pay!
Keep the threat on the outside!
شهير متشرد سأل كفهم إيه
You got it!
I gotta see if he's actually in here.
Not good.
Move! Dumb ox, what are you doing?
Stay with me.
Hey! To me, brothers!
Die, die!
Ha! The Anja are here then!
Nejher.
Get out of the way! Alarm! Over here!
Protect the net!
I have the right! We cannot fail our mission! Setting fire to the beacon! I will nail him! Setting fire to the beacon! I will nail him!
Watch out, coming through!
Stay on your toes.
Hey, what?
Alarm! Alarm! Rip you to shreds.
They did what, hun?
Close the way! Give me time to get loose!
With the Cobra Kai, you mean? Yeah, they don't have to watch that. They don't have to watch that to understand what's going on. Hold on. Yeah, they don't have to watch that. They don't have to watch that to understand what's going on. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, I've been taking care of a few things. 65, you can hear me, right? Okay. The reason why I couldn't answer what you were talking about is because there's no right or wrong answer for it. It has to go by how you personally play. And so what you have to do is, the reason I explained about the abilities and everything else is because they're tied together with how you play. And there is no right or wrong way, just be aware of a couple of things. So I don't want to make it out like this is the only thing to do, so don't get me wrong in that. Alright, so first off, the way I'm just going to go over a couple generic things with you that will help you out with how to actually build your character. And you can't, showing you my ability tree isn't going to matter, because unless you have your character playing the same way I do, it's not going to help you. And that's why looking at builds won't matter, because it doesn't matter what your build is. It matters how you use the build and if that is your playstyle. You can go straight up melee, you can go straight up stealth, you can go straight up archery, you can do a combination of a bunch of them, it doesn't even matter. I play on Nightmare, which I believe this is Nightmare right now. Just give me a second. Yeah, I play on Nightmare.
Some awesome soup.
Okay, so what you have here is, by the way, I hate guards, just so you know that. Like, it's a known fact on my channel. Like, when you look at my playthrough, I fucking hate the guards. And I don't mean like I hate them, I fucking hate them. They're annoying the piss out of me. So, if I stop what I'm doing and I go attack guards, it's because I can't stand them. I will literally stop what I'm doing to attack a guard. It's ridiculous. They annoy the piss out of me. Alright, so anyway, so I just wanted to get that across in case I just all of a sudden stop and run after something. That's the reasoning why. They could be riding by and I'll just kill them. I just killed them all over here. That's why. Sorry,
Clear off now. Keep the neb safe.
Alright, so anyway, let me, if I don't get...
Trouble here. What? Diamond.
Alright, if I don't stop killing them, they're just gonna keep riding. Alright, so anyway, whatever, let me go over, let me get out of here and go to a safer area, because if I don't, I'll just keep freaking killing guards. I seriously, I fucking hate the guards in this game. I can't stand them. Alright, so now I'm all set. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is the, yeah, I do. You're asking me or him? Yeah, I have everything done in this game. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to go over is my gear. I don't know if I think it was you that asked me what the most powerful weapons in the game are. There really isn't any. Like, any item can be used as any, but if you understand how the stats are read, those are a completely different issue. I shouldn't say that there isn't the best weapon. There is a best weapon of its type, but if you don't use that type, it's not going to matter. So, in this particular case, I use both ranged. Most people use both ranged and melee. I do it because I'm on Nightmare, and some of the enemies are just too much of a pain in the ass to fight melee or ranged. You know, you have to, because of how I have my ability tree. So the first thing you want to understand is what these special abilities on weapons are. They're silver and gold. Silver's on top, gold's on the bottom, and it denotes how the glossary for the abilities are set up. So in this particular case, on the 360, I'm using a wired 360 controller on the PC, and so it'll show all Xbox 360 controller buttons. But as far as the PS4 goes, the L3 button on the 360 controller brings up a glossary. On the PS4, it would be the L3 button, or the left thumbstick, click it down, and on the keyboard and mouse, it's L. So these are all the special abilities. So gold on, alright, so silver on top, gold on the bottom. So if you wanted to say, for example, critical hit rate, what does that do? That's not going to help you out if you don't know what it does. The game really should run over this stuff. In other words, the developer should have explained this stuff, because this is a crucial piece to the game. No, it's because of how I played. It's a long story. So anyway, the thing with the, this is the most powerful one-handed sword, and I got it through the community challenges. There's a lot to go over, so I'll try to keep this as simple as I can. Alright, first of all, outfits and mounts, if you don't know by now, are nothing but cosmetic. They do nothing for you in the game except make you look good or whatever. All mounts go the same speed, and all outfits will not give you any excess armor or anything else. The only thing that you can upgrade are everything down here. And this is a bad wording. They should not say crafting. They should be saying upgrade, because you don't actually craft these items. Because the term craft literally means to put it together and then equip it. That's bad wording on this. So there's a lot of bad wording on this. Alright, so anyway, back to what I was saying about the one-handed weapons and stuff like that. All weapons, pretty much for the most part, will either have a silver or gold ability or both. And in this case, this has both. Most legendary all legendary weapons, I should say, have both gold and silver abilities on them. The silver abilities are actually what make the weapon the real power. The gold ability is just an added bonus that the weapon have, but the actual stats for the weapon go for the actual silver abilities. So in this particular case, if you want to look up what critical hit rate and combo multiplier does, you look up critical hit rate, because they're silver, they'd be on top. And in this particular case, at level 4, it does 50% additional damage. So if he critical hits. And then you get critical, combo multiplier. So in this case, the combo multiplier is up here. At level 4, it does 125% for every hit you do. It's multiplied, every hit you do is multiplied by 125%, or whatever level it's set to. The levels of the special abilities are denoted by the white bars next to them. So it's only the silver abilities that have the level on them. So in this case, I have a level 4 critical hit rate and a level 4 combo multiplier. On the bow, you'll see I only have a level 2 combo multiplier, but a level 4 charging speed. Why these are important... Hold on 1 second. I can unlock any weapon. I play with the game, Data. Why do you ask? That's why I asked what you recommend. Get any weapons that have all ability. Yeah, but the ability, like I said, the abilities aren't going to help you, because all that does is gain you access to additional stuff. I'll go over my ability tree, and maybe that'll answer a lot of questions for you. Because I didn't unlock every ability, and there was a reason why, and I'll explain it, because those are tied in with the weapons abilities and everything else. Once I explain this to you, it'll make sense, so it may help you out. Because I can't tell you what to use. Play however you want. It's just, when I chose to do it, I understood how the game was put together very fast. Very quickly, I understood how the game was put together and what they were doing. So most people, and there's nothing wrong with it, don't get me wrong, most people just go ahead and unlock everything. I actually started over because I realized I just started doing stuff I shouldn't have done, or at least for me now. So anyway, back to what I was saying. No matter how many times you take a weapon to a blacksmith to upgrade it, it will never upgrade the special abilities on them. They're locked at what they are. So for example, this bow, it's locked at a level 2 combo multiplier. I've started the game with this bow because I have the gold edition. And the gold edition comes with some weapons. It comes with Helix credits, and it comes with 3 additional ability points, which also help me out. So basically, in this case, no matter how many times I've upgraded this weapon, it never went above a level 2 combo multiplier, ever. There's a toss-up about what's the best bow, whether Lion's Cry bow or anything else is the best bow. And if you're looking at it as a whole, this is the best stealth bow. People say it's the Lion's Cry. It's not. I forget where I got this bow from, but this bow right here is the best bow. Period. I don't understand why a stealth bow has a combo multiplier on it, because it doesn't. You can't. Once you hit, I'm one-shotting everything at like 14k with this thing. There's a reason why I'm hitting for that much damage. It's partially because of the stealth damage on the bow. Because if you look at the stealth damage on the bow, where is it? Stealth damage. No, I got it out of something else. You can get any item in any outfit that's in this store out of a Heka chest. I've gotten a unicorn out of the Heka chest. I didn't understand that, but I've gotten all my outfits pretty much out of the Heka chest, except for the community challenge ones, and except for the ones that you can't, that are I forget the friggin' hold on 1 second. Oh, that are club rewards. Couldn't think of that, sorry. Alright, so anyway, the, let me see. The, Homo multi, so, stealth damage. Okay, you're not tricking the game into giving me items, it's just, if they didn't want the items in Heka Chest, they wouldn't have put them in there. Alright, so anyway, if you do stealth damage, you take a look at level 4, it does 160% additional damage on top of what it's already doing, on top of what I have for my abilities. Alright, so anyway, back to what I was doing here. The upgrades also apply to this. They apply to your raw damage, and they apply to your abilities. Everything is tied in together. So let me go into my ability tree so you can see. How these are put together. By the way, there's a reason why Sinu's perception is on this ability tree. So let me. You'll notice that my ability tree is not normal. Let me see. Okay, so first of all, to understand the ability tree, not that it matters, but it helps to understand that your hunter, your warrior, and your seer tree is an average, is the generic RPG tree. Hunter is ranged, warrior is melee, and seer is magic. That's really what it comes down to. Range, melee, magic. That's the baseline of all RPG trees. Now, I noticed very quickly that by opening up all the abilities, you can do that, but what happens is your character becomes weaker. The reason your character becomes weaker is what I'll go through, and I'll explain why it becomes weaker. Sorry, no, I can't even speak today. I'll go through and explain why opening up all the abilities in your tree make your character weaker. Eventually, it doesn't even matter, because eventually what happens is you just become so overpowered, regardless of what's going on, that you can just start wailing the piss out of everything. But for terms of playing, before you hit level 55, opening up all the abilities in the tree is going to make your character weaker, and here is why. First of all, you wind up with wasted ability points. Now, again, I'm not saying that any of these abilities aren't cool or useful, because some of them you do need to get in order to get the achievements. But when it comes down to it, using Adrenaline 2, for example, is what I'll explain on why these points get wasted. I learned early on that you can go either left or right to get to specific abilities. Now, under normal circumstances, your mind will go, okay, 1 comes before 2. However, if you actually read them, Adrenaline 1 their adrenaline gauges are passives. They're automatic passives when you start off with them. So, for example, this is a passive and this is a passive. So you have no control over what happens. This passive controls your adrenaline for how it starts the battle. So, for example, Adrenaline 1 starts your adrenaline gauge with half a bar, which is fine if you need it at the time. But if you actually take a look at part 2, you can actually get 2 without getting 1, as you can see, because I went around. Once I unlocked the master section of this, it allowed me access to Adrenaline 2. This would be totally different if there was no way for me to get to that. But what happens is, Adrenaline 1 will start you with half an adrenaline gauge during battle. Adrenaline 2 starts you off with a full adrenaline bar, which renders 1 useless after you get part 2. So what happens, it would be different if Adrenaline 2 started you off with half a bar, and then immediately after you used it, it went to reset at half a bar, but it doesn't do that. It either starts you off with half a bar, or it starts you off with a full bar. So what winds up happening is, when you put a point in here, instead of waiting to go around, now you have a wasted point here if you choose to get that, which most people do. But once you choose to get this, instead of having a point here which is wasted, you could have put it in here, because this gives all the master passives give you a 1% bonus increase every point you put into them. So right now, I get 112% additional damage just off of melee, just off of this passive. That in turn coincides with additional damage off of this on top of the critical hit rate on top of my bracer. So that's why I'm doing asinine amounts of damage. Now, there are some abilities that I just that you have to use that are more in tune and help you out with the games. For example, breath holding champion. Aside from obvious reasons, you know, obviously holding your breath underwater is cool because basically what it does is it extends your breath meter and makes the breath meter go slower when it depletes. However, you have to look at this as a whole. Number one, breath holding champion just isn't for swimming underwater longer. You can use it three ways. So how do you use a passive? Number one, you can use it to obviously there are some treasures that are just so deep in the water that you can't survive. You'll never get to them without it. So staying underwater to get to the treasures or whatever it is that you need if you're getting it 100% complete is one use. Second is an evasive maneuver. I've stayed underwater under boats until the enemies stopped looking for me, or I just dove underwater until they stopped looking for me, so it's an evasive maneuver. The third use it has is its survivability. So what happens is if you get hit by a crocodile or hippo or something like that underwater, your breath meter goes down far faster. So you get a longer breath meter. I'm not saying you want to fight them underwater, but if you should get hit, you can survive better. So that's one of the you have to look outside the scope of how this game is put together, because this isn't just thrown together. Everybody unlocks everything, so they have multiple things to use, but it's not. When you start to look at it the way I have it set up, it's a little different. The reason Sinu's perception is on the abilities tree is because that's an ability. So let me explain when I have Sinu. I can literally tag every single enemy. The higher Sinu's perception, the more stuff you can unlock from a distance. Like, I can unlock stuff on a map that you won't be able to do unless Sinu's perception is totally done. Like, I can see further than you can with Sinu. And I can tag more enemies behind the wall. That's the whole reason Sinu's perception is actually on the ability tree. Does any of that make any sense now? So I understand, like, how to put your character together? I can't tell you how to play it. I know the stream is delayed, so what I'm gonna do is I'll wait till you reply. So does that help you out any? Like I said, it's a lot easier if I just showed you it and went into the game itself, because fucking guards, I hate these pricks.
We have this. The neb is down.
Would you do use a glitch? Or did you have did you use a trainer? Not that I care. I don't really care one way or the other.
Tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's a way to get those legitimately. You can get them legitimately inside the game. Yeah, so it's not really going to matter. So, but if you were going to play legitimately, there's some things that you would have to know how to do. Because, like I said, I played from start to finish on Nightmare. Both playthroughs through. The entire playthrough for both of them at 100% are actually on my channel. So. No, none of them will harm you. It's just it renders the game pointless actually to have that many. I mean, if you I've already played it all, and if you're on the PC has an Animus control panel. So I don't know what the point to having like what you would have cheat. Oh, this must be you probably did it before the Animus control panel was out. Let me get the daily
Cursed
customers.
beasts take on village after village, and they cry
Yeah,
in
shut up.
fear. But you are not scared, are you, Magi? Deal with these beasts, Magi.
This is gonna suck. What is what? The Animus control panel? That's a game editor that Ubisoft actually put into the overlay on Uplay. You have to activate it from the Uplay, and I can't show you, because it's in the overlay and I have game capture on right now. So I can't show you. I'd have to swap it to windowed mode in order to actually show it to you. I actually have Animus control panel stuff on my channel. Yeah, hold on, I'll be over in a minute. So if it's only on, they only released it for the PC. It's a game editor. It allows you to move faster, adjust your hit ratios, adjust the hit boxes. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with it. It doesn't adjust the speed on your mounts. Oh, by the way, just so you know, the combat in this game is completely broken. I love how he moves. Yeah, the combat system in this game is 100% broken. You want me to give you a demonstration? They didn't mention what in the game. The Animus control panel? It's not in the game.
Dead men need no weapons. So how about you use his? Special order. It suits you just fine.
Oh, I can't get rid of that. Crap. Yeah, they won't mention the Animus control panel in the game. It's actually on the Uplay overlay, only on PC. Alright, give me a second. Let me get to a, to max out the arrows you carry, you have to, max that out, the quiver. Yeah, I'll make dinner in a minute. Give me a second to reload up on a few things. Frick is it? Give me a minute. I gotta get to this. I gotta reload my stuff here. Give me a minute. Alright, I'll show you what I mean by the combat system is broken. I figured this out early on, too. So, after I demo this combat system, I will,
Hello, hello. Indeed. Come back often.
yeah, that's because I have the DLC. The DLC increases the carrying capacity of things. I think it also really depends on the bow that you have too. I think that has a major. No, that doesn't matter. That wouldn't matter at all. All right, let me go to a fort here real fast. All right, so let me go here. When I played it, just so you know, when I played on Nightmare, the only difference between the difficulty levels is how much health the enemies have and how much damage the enemies do to you. Everything else remains exactly the same. Yeah, unfortunately, the way this game is set up, it's a real pain in the ass because you can't get to certain, there's certain quests that won't show up until later on, and then on top of that, if you've already been in that area, you wouldn't notice it unless you actually went over there. Like, there won't be a white exclamation point on the map until you actually go near the area it's in. So it's next to impossible to get almost all the quests without knowing where they are. You literally have to, like, look them up. I had to look up a few of them because I'm like, how did I miss these? And it's not that I missed them, it's just I wasn't in the area when they went back over there. So that's what I mean by it's not that I missed them, I just didn't know they were there because I had already finished out one of these areas. Okay, so this is what I mean about the combat system being broken. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start a problem.
What?
I gotta find a fort. I might have to find a fortress. He doesn't. The game can't. First of all, the game's combat system is broken because it can't handle over-aggression. If you run up to these enemies, watch. They don't even have time to react. It's broken, dude. That's the first thing. So you don't, like, everyone always tries to sneak up behind them. The only way a guard can see you and have time to react is if you're running directly at them. See, like this. Okay, now watch. These guys are a little bit of a pain in the ass. I gotta get him before he does anything.
Lighting the brazier!
I must get clear. Stop any pursuit.
This move I'm about to show you breaks the game. So let me get into okay. Oops.
Raise the troops! Target is in range! Got a clean target!
What you'd basically do is you hold the if you target the guy and then you keep circling to the right. I gotta get out of this area, give me a minute. If you target a guy and then you keep circling him to the right, to his right, almost all the enemies are left-handed in this game. I'm sorry, they're right-handed. So if you keep circling around to their right and then you dodge only when they're about to hit you, you'll never get hit.
I can hit from here.
I call this a ballerina move. That move right there, I call it a ballerina move. Whoops. That move right there.
Shit! Trouble here!
Oh, now you get desynced. That move that I was showing you where you just, I'm trying to read the chat and do this at the same time. So give me a minute. Let me go back into the fort. This move that I'm about to show you, you do is you lock onto a person, and then obviously if there's multiple guys, the first guy you locked onto, let's say these trees were, 2 guys. You lock onto this one here, and then if the other guy comes on the other side of you, you swap targets, and that way you can keep circling both of them. So whatever guy comes onto the right of you, you lock onto, because then you can remain, and then what you do is you hold block, and then you just keep circling around them. And then when they go to attack you, you dodge, you'll never get hit. The game's combat system is broken. I learned that early on, and this move I'm about to show you here. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta stop dodging, hold on. Oh, it's this. That move right there. That move I do right there. That move is probably the best move in the entire game. I call it a ballerina move because you look like a ballerina when you do it. What it is I'm not sure how it works on the keyboard and mouse because, like I said, I use a wired 360 controller. What I'm doing is I'm pressing X to dodge and then I'm doing a heavy attack. It not only closes the gap between you and archers, but it also does a power hit so it'll knock guys with shields out of the way. So watch how broken this game is.
Best not to draw attention here.
Watch how broken this game is. I'm not even sneaking. Watch. And this is on Nightmare, mind you. This game is broken. Now, keeping in mind the weapons that I'm doing, I mean the moves that I'm doing, they're doing a lot of damage, but the mechanic is what I'm using, and that's what you're talking about here. These guys are a little bit different. You can't target these guys like this. This is different.
Your
Oh no,
time
these guys
has
are
come.
different. See, it breaks the. You can break the guy's. You can break the guy's shields. These little guys.
Hey, stop! I will wait the bus. That's it. Die. I can hit the target.
On fire. If you're overly aggressive, the game can't handle it.
Hold the enemy. I must push on.
Yeah, hold on.
Die, maggot. Hey, wait! You are dead.
Can't see him upstairs. Whoops, I desaved. Alright, did you see what I was doing with those guards right there? I thought he was dead, so I let go, otherwise I would have kept attacking him. The game can't handle over-aggression in that fashion. Did you see how many guys I just took out? Like, they were attacked, they don't even have time to react, so if you run up to them and then you assassinate them, they can't, unless they're looking right at you when you run up, they simply just do not have the time to turn around and react.
Very off limit.
Hang on. Kill you.
You just don't let up.
Aha! There. Out of time, worm.
Here he
I'll
is.
call the troops.
No, you're not.
You pay for that.
To use smoke, just so you know that, smoke screen. It's written on the screen. It takes a bit to get used to. What you're basically doing is you either dodge, and then on the PS4 controller, it's square and then Y. So it's, or you can attack and then do it. But it's a little bit easier to dodge and then use it. I have the upgrade on smoke, so it'll knock anybody over, and they take damage. Smoke is really good, and it's basically a cheese move. It's really bad. Like I said, smoke breaks the game. Also, what I was going to show you is on mounted combat. If you get on a horse and then you circle an enemy, you can literally do a one-hit kill. Your ass. think this horse is glitched. Yeah, this horse is glitched. I can't get on it. You want me to show, hey, Jack, you want me to show you how stupid the combat system is on a mount? Watch how stupid this is.
Time to die.
Come down here, ass. If you run around them in circle, if you keep circling an enemy, the horse keeps knocking them over and stunning them, and then you just get in free hits. It's totally broken, dude. Watch.
Mine now.
Oh, he's on the ground. I can't get him up there. I have to get him down here. Where is he? Here he is. Ready? Really? Seriously? This guy's gonna pull this? Massive, like, adrenaline attacks off a mount was usually a one-hit kill. Alright, so anyway, listen, I'm gonna... Ready?
Not going anywhere.
See if I can grab him. Ready? Oh, he knocked me off. Yep, he knocked me off.
No help coming. You're dead. Just accept.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's totally broken. Like, it's harder to fight in enclosed areas. But if you get a guy and you keep circling him on your mount hits him, stuns him, hits him, stuns him, hits him, and you just basically you can kill the guy. You get him in free hits. It's absolutely broken, dude. It's totally broken. Because, like I said, the combat system, almost all the enemies' attacks come from there, and this includes bosses, mind you. The only thing this doesn't apply to is animals. Animals attack head-on, so you can't do that. So what you have to do is, if you circle around an enemy to the right while targeting them, and then dodge out of the way, you'll always get behind them. And if you just keep dodging and randomly attacking, you can just basically take out anybody. It's ridiculous. You just saw how many guys I took out. And that has nothing to do with how much damage I'm doing. I would have done I did the exact same thing when I was playing up to before I even got to this point. So, yeah, it's just, I've destroyed this combat system for a bunch of people in the game because I don't want to tell people that the combat system is broken and then show it because it basically destroys the game. It shows you, because even on Nightmare, Nightmare's not really hard. It actually isn't. The difficulty level you start on is the difficulty level
Has come for you. Ah!
Watch, this is stupid.
I can take him down.
Yeah, you use it on anything. So, it's so ridiculous. This game is like, watch how stupid the AI is in this. The AI does not have time to react. See these big guys with the shields? That ballerina move doesn't work on them. So what you have to do is you have to do exactly. Now watch, I got two guys here. Ready? Whoops. That's where smoke comes in. If you have too many guys.
I'll call the troops.
Ha! Yeah. Hey now.
Whoa!
Trouble here! Come on!
I'll call the troops.
Oh, he hit me on a horse. So, as I said, you know, it's overly broken.
Back on site here.
See, even though it didn't have assassinate, I still assassinated him. I gotta find out where these guys are. Oh, there it
I'll
is.
get the fire going. Eat this! Well within range.
See, if you are over-aggressive to these guys, they can't get around you.
Hey, what? Mine!
I cut him off. These guys you don't want to mess with. Let me show you how to take these guys out melee, because these guys are really hard. He'll throw bombs at you. Oh no, that's not the guy I was thinking of.
Hey, die then.
More guys, cool. Whoops.
Hey now.
More guys. Ready, ready, ready. Here we go.
Hey, stop! Shit! Setting fire to the beacon!
Oh wow, I didn't realize I was on fire. No wonder I got killed. Alright, listen, I actually have to go. I gotta cook dinner, so I'll be streaming something probably a little later on. I'm just not sure what. But I only came on here to actually help somebody out, so by the way, how does a stream actually look as far as quality and sound and picture and everything else? Does it really look good, or it's like,
Halt! Hey!
Place is heavily guarded.
one last round.
Hey, what?
I like the beacon!
See how dumb the AI is? Did I just do like 11k to him? I did, I just did 11k to him.
Hey, this way! Follow me!
Hey!
You die. Scrape these rogues like dung off my boots. Hey!
Stop that, you shit!
Time to die.
Hey, hold on!
Keep me safe! We must! Mine now!
Alright. Just turn the stove on, hon. Yeah, I just basically, like I said, at the, hon, do me a favor, put the pan on 6, please. I put my gear on,
You will pay, corpse! Hey, wait!
Hey, stop!
you gotta remember too, even when I was doing this, the,
Join you dead.
ready? See if I can grab this guy. Off a mount, it's a one-hit kill. But that wasn't. If you do an adrenaline attack off a mount, it's a one-hit kill.
That's it! Die!
Kill you for that.
Mounted combat should never have been allowed in this game. It just never should have been allowed. Well, if you circle around an enemy like this, like I said, you'll hit him, knock him over, hit him, knock him over, hit him, knock him over, you can just keep getting free hits. Oh, there's actually a video I have in one of my playthroughs. I actually have, if you have Curse of the Pharaohs, one of the sub-bosses in there, I rode by him my mount, adrenaline attacked him, and I did this on stream. I hit him with an adrenaline attack, and I took a half his health bar out with one hit. It was absolutely ridiculous. You want to see the dumbest boss fight in this game?
Whoa.
I'll show you the dumbest boss fight in this entire game. I gotta go to the Crocodilopolis Arena. Yep. No. You want to see a broken boss fight? Watch this one. In the Crocodilopolis Arena, I think I'm the only person that's been able to pull this off. In the you go to the elite arena event, right? This is a boss. This is a boss. Now, this is with a weapon that the game gives you. This isn't even one of my weapons. This is just a straight up basic weapon. Watch, I'll show you broken. Ready? I'll show you absolutely broken. Ready? Watch this. This is the dumbest boss fight in the entire game. Alright, listen, I actually have to go. I gotta cook dinner now, so the pan should be heated up by now. And I gotta go cook some steak. But, yeah, I'll be back on a little... I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. I usually show that to demonstrate just how broken the game is. Alright, man, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll be back at some point tonight or something to stream something. Just not sure what. Alright, later, guys.